Alrighty, hello and welcome to episode 2 of Back of the Burb.
We made it.
Yeah,
yes,
we made it.
We all made it back.
It's been a week and somehow we're all
We actually
still
found
alive.
someone else, yeah.
I'd say I made it
my
back,
God.
but it's my first time here.
Yeah. So I'm Lee. You guys will know me, especially off social media, on my pages, which will all be linked down below. And then to my left, we have our magical fourth, who just kind of like materialized out of thin air. It was kind of like someone went into Photoshop and just kind of like dragged the translucent slider down. So all of a sudden he became opaque. It was like, oh, hey.
I'm just a passing.
Yeah, like a
transient.
centaur did it out of the woods on his computer using Photoshop.
You kind of just described my boss. Just a
Your
centaur
boss
with
is centaur.
Photoshop.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, so...
But anyways, I'm Alex. Nothing fancy here.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm Fat Jack, or whatever. Yeah, Sir Beardsley, whatever you want to call me. It's fine.
And I am Matt, getting together the socials soon, so I'll have that soon. But for now, that's what we're gonna use.
Hey, the fucking rock star.
Yeah.
The fucking rock star.
Rock star of cock rock.
So as we start this one up here for the second episode, what did everyone do this week? Anything good?
I played a couple games, and I saw your message about E3, but I didn't look anything up, so that way we'd have something to
So we'll
chat
get to that
about.
one in a second. About
Video games, because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
But
I think everybody here is.
Yeah.
We've got that covered.
Oh my god, video games!
Yeah, and then, like I said earlier, the first time I went to Market Basket in like a good couple years, which was an eye-opening experience.
What was different about going to Market Basket for the first time?
You
Over
know-
Shaw's or Hannaford's?
Okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, but like their whole thing is like, oh yeah, more for your dollar, or whatever their slogan is. Slogan. It was like a slogan and a shtick.
So like
It really wasn't that much cheaper. I don't know. It didn't feel like I was getting more for my dollar. I just felt like it's a grocery store. The other thing is that like it's wicked. Their clientele runs the gamut of like from Walmart shopper to Whole Foods shopper. It is the weirdest dichotomy of people. But the one thing I can guarantee is if you ever come to New England and you really want to get like a sampling of the local populace, like you need
Just go to Market Basket.
20 people like to take like a survey. Go to Market Basket. You will get people from all walks there. It is crazy.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Don't matter
so funny.
what town you're in. Just go to Market Basket. Right?
Yeah.
Good old.
Not knocking it. It's New England's grocery store, but yeah, it was weird going there again since like COVID happened. So
Yeah.
that was that.
You guys got anything?
Well, other than working overtime, playing video games, and sitting on my ass, not too much.
You still working your way through the ye olde Elden Ring.
I am, yeah. So, I don't know, what am I, 40, 50 hours in, something like that, trying to be the boss. Nobody
halfway.
wants to help you. So, you're like, I can drop my summon sign. For anybody that hasn't played, you drop your summon sign and that's how you play multiplayer. So, I'm at a certain spot where you can do so, but I can drop mine, people can summon me in, I'll help them out, but nobody returns the favor. They're like, I don't like the boss too. It's like, well, me too, but So I try to encourage it. If I drop mine, maybe somebody else will drop theirs, but it doesn't work.
See, I can't speak for Elden Ring because I haven't played it yet, but I know like in 3 especially, but even the other ones, like I was a total sun bro. Like I was always like, oh yeah,
of course.
summon sign, I'll drop mine, you drop yours. Like, dude, we'll have a blast with it. But that's really a shame.
I think it depends on the area. Sometimes you'll find like 10 golden signs everywhere. But this specific one with one of the hardest bosses I've fought so far,
Yeah,
zilch, nothing, nada.
right.
I mean, I hate to break it to you guys, but I was totally purple in Dark Souls 3.
Oh, you
I played pure
Oh.
chaos all the time.
You
Well,
disgust
purple
me.
was some way in between, right?
Yeah. You
purple was
could
like-
hurt like the mobs and the boss, but you could
You
also,
could also
fight
kill
other-
like
Yeah.
the host.
So purple
Yeah.
was you kill a host, you kill an invader, you kill someone like helping, like a protector or a sunbro or one of the blue or the Farron Great Wolves,
Right.
or you kill a boss.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you can steal the boss, right? Technically.
no, you didn't
could-
steal the boss. You would
Okay.
just help
No,
kill the boss.
you could work together, but the thing is, like, your attacks hit everybody
Yeah,
around
yeah,
you.
got it.
So you were just chaos. So it was
Yeah.
like people summon you in, and you could just be like, yeah. There was more than a couple times where like I'd be running around with like a group of people, and like one invader comes in, and the invader runs up, and just kind of looks at me, and I just kind of look at the invader, and then I just start attacking the party, and the invader runs over.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that one.
That's chaos.
Sometimes I look at those, like, oh, you dirty perps, but like, at the same time, it's like, you know what? Yeah, I can see the appeal to that.
I mean,
that's
really,
fun.
It was like just roll the dice.
Right.
Whatever number comes up, that's what you're gonna do. So it was fun.
Yeah,
it was always
absolutely.
just fun, just bullshitting like that with purple. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
yeah. So Matt, you do anything this week?
Right now, I'm being attacked by the dog. But unfortunately, it's been raining all week, so I didn't get to work on any car stuff. But I did play some games. I've been playing Halo: The Master Chief Collection for a while now, just kind of playing the old ones again. It's nothing new, but
Which one are you up to now?
I have done the first 3 all on Legendary, and I'm working.
Nice.
I'm gonna do ODST and Reach next.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna bother with 4 because
I don't think I finished 4.
No. We have to do it. Like, I'll help you with that, but we have to do it.
I guess if you guys want to see us do it and see the agony that we suffer
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it, we'll absolutely do it.
I mean, we can get all 4 of us in
Yeah,
there for
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much
In there.
every single one, but the first one, right?
I think the first one and 2. Two's only 2 players.
Yeah, I think it's only like 2-player co-op.
I thought 2
Yeah.
had 4 players.
No, I think it's only
In
2.
the original?
And then no, it could do 4-player split screen like versus, but you couldn't do co-op.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then starting with 3, you could do 4-player.
You know, like 2 years ago, we were streaming 1 and 2, and someone fell off, and we never finished 2.
On
I
Legendary?
wonder who that was.
Yeah. Alex, who was it?
We could pick it up sometime.
Yeah, we got it at some point.
Finish him off.
Yeah, long story short, about 2 years ago, we started doing that, and I was streaming it and recording it and dropping it and like editing it up and cutting it as videos on my channel a while ago.
Yep.
And then Alex just kind of was gone one day. I was like, oh, okay.
He got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Probably just forgot one time and then
Yeah.
it just made
That is
habit.
true. Like if it like takes a long time to clear, because especially with Halo 2, if you play it on Legendary, it can take some freaking time.
It
Yeah,
could be a
certain
pain.
parts you're gonna be there for a couple hours.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think when we got to, I was doing it with my cousin, and he's not like really good. Like, I'm not very good either, but like I'm better than him, so I don't feel too ashamed about saying that. But you know, we got to like that first boss fight where you're the arbiter, and like, dude, that took a bit to like work that out, because you know, it was always like one of us makes some dumb mistake, but because the way Halo 2 works, it sends you back if one of you dies.
Yeah.
So it.
Oh yeah, because you're both main characters.
Right, yeah. So if one of you makes a mistake, it punishes the other one, and that gets really frustrating really fast.
Yeah. I mean, real talk. Speaking of Halo 2, like easily best cutscenes.
Oh yeah,
Easily
dude.
the best.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I don't
Absolutely
think
crazy.
definitely
I
not
mean-
one.
Don't get me
One would
wrong.
have.
I actually hate the remastered cutscenes of 1. They are so bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of that, the best.
2 had CGI though.
Yeah, 2 used CGI and it was all right. I still think the in-game has like some charm to it,
Yeah.
but there's no doubt about it. Like those ones from Halo 2, like if they did a show of that, like it would be.
You mean
Like-
the show would actually be good?
Yeah.
Not like the one that's on Paramount right now.
Listen, I don't want to talk about it. I haven't watched it yet, and I don't really want to. But yeah,
You want to
you know what I'm
ignore it
saying.
entirely. It
Yeah,
doesn't
just
even exist.
if I pretend it doesn't exist, then it doesn't exist. So
Don't worry, I'll fall on that blade for us then.
all right,
I'll let you guys know.
please do.
Just trip right into it. Oh,
I've already heard only bad things, but I'll hear more.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
suppose.
my parents have been like glued to the TV over Yellowstone and what is it, 1883, like the precursor series to it, where it's like, I guess there's like a whole thing with Indians in Yellowstone where there was a story about like, oh yeah, in 7 generations our people will come back or whatever the hell, and that's what 1883 is 1883 is just like the setup story that led into the whole Yellowstone series.
Oh.
At least that's what my parents said. Don't hold me to it.
Okay, so
I've never watched
they're a
any of it.
setup into each other. They're not a setup into Halo. In case anybody else out there got confused like I did.
No,
I
I'm
was
just
like, oh man, how do the Native Americans look at Halo?
No. I'm just saying my parents have Paramount Plus, so
Gotcha.
I can watch it here. And
Right.
I'll let you guys
Okay,
know.
that's the connection. They're all Paramount.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, sorry. Should have
No,
mentioned
no,
that one a
it's-
little bit clearer.
No, it's fine.
So like in Yellowstone, the first geyser happened. That's when we first realized we had Forerunner technology. Just a steam vent to a massive building underground.
yeah.
Who knew? We just didn't know. We weren't smart enough. To
We saw
understand the
Chief
facility.
Master Chief on the screen. And we just didn't think anything of it.
He
We
was
just
in the
didn't
pod.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. So And then for my week, I busy working. Finished the sim rig. Video is going to be going up. Another video is going to be going up about that.
There's some hype there. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's way better with the new seat and the seat and the proper wheel mount and everything. Oh my god, it's so much better.
Dude, awesome.
I just feel bad because I only got to play for 20 minutes this week. I've been busy every other single night this week. Where I haven't even had a chance to sit down and play Yield Ring.
Well, you know what's good about that is that tomorrow it's a brand new week, so you get
a whole new
week to play around.
I know, right? But we got some stuff to do.
Oh yeah,
we get some podcast related stuff to do. So and then after that, speaking of tomorrow, I'm actually building a cart. I went and bought a cart from all the big sale stuff at Harbor Freight or good old China Shipping. And I'm actually going to turn that into like a car wash cart. Like I'm going to mount my pressure washer to it and
What kind of cart is it? Which one did you get?
Just one of the cheapos. I got the Yukon one because they were sold out of the general.
And it's
it's just like a 2-drawer one with the top that lifts up.
Yep.
That's
it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Real cheapo. It wasn't it's not going to be a toolbox. It's just going to be for washing the cars.
Yeah.
I have all my chemical guy stuff in it and everything. It's sweet.
I got one of the U.S. General one of those. It's got one drawer and it's really nice. I'm like a Harbor Freight junkie, so.
Yeah,
I can talk Harbor Freight tools all day.
I know, Lee said something about a cart, and Matt's just like, what cart? Where'd you get the cart? How big is it?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the color? What's the dimensions? How many wheels does it have?
What is it wearing?
Exactly. What is it wearing?
What were you wearing on the night of the 27th at 7 p.m.?
Yeah, between the hours of 7 and 8 p.m.
Did you pull the original wrapping off already? Oh.
It's still in the box.
Oh, yeah.
Matt's gonna bust the nut over here about opening the box of a cart.
He actually might.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's about it. So, do you guys have anything coming up that you guys are working on this week? Real quick before we segment off into some other stuff.
No. Yeah. One of the games I played actually, I forgot to mention it. I played Exo 1. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's like a little.
That's the alien one, right?
No. I mean, in a
have
way.
The alien on the cover?
No. It's.
I'm not thinking.
You basically play as like a little. It's like a marble game. Like you play as like a little ball, exploring. You're like an alien probe exploring other planets, and it's a very atmospheric game. I highly recommend it. I just picked it up on the that stupid. The Xbox service, the
on Game
PC
Pass?
Game Pass. Thank you.
It's on Game Pass. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Definitely look into that.
If you ever need a game to unwind to, especially the soundtrack, it's amazing. The guitar tone is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it one of those ones where you just kind of get in a trance out?
Oh yeah, it's kind of weird to say it, but it would make a perfect stoner game. You could just not that you should. But you could, catch a buzz and watch this and be like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of other games that are good to zone out on Game Pass, like Donut County.
Oh yeah.
And Sable, those are both really good. You should try those sometime.
I definitely will.
And they're both on Game Pass. Just be ready. Donut County's all of 2 hours long.
No, actually, that's what I've enjoyed most about this. It's all these short games that I would kind of feel a little weird about spending money on directly. It's oh yeah, now I can just popcorn, install it, play it, be done with it.
Yeah,
it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
And Exo 1 is the same way. It's about there's speedrunners that replay the game over and over again, try to get better time. But I beat it, I think, in an hour 30. And I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Just sit down, relax.
What's the speedrunner time? 6.5 minutes?
I think that people get it down to 45 minutes.
Okay.
And those were a lot of the times
fun.
I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what do you guys got coming up over there?
Hopefully some good weather so I can go and do. I don't even know if I explained what I'm doing on the Suburban. I'm just doing a big 3 upgrade for audio and new alternator, and it's been miserable outside all week, so I couldn't do it. But
mind you, he's starting from square -1 because it wasn't his old alternator worked and he had to replace it. He upgraded it. No,
it got completely seized and shredded the belt. It was great.
Yeah,
so
so he had to clean that up first before he could even put the new one in. So that's why it's taking a bit.
So then we'll have our mascot running. It won't be just sitting and collecting rust anymore.
And so what was, I don't know, a week or two ago, we described how to fix the alternator. What was it? Just floor it until the noise stops.
Oh yeah. If you have like an alternator that's making any like clicking sounds at all, just ignore it entirely and just floor it. And then in about 10 minutes, it won't make that noise anymore. Probably. You might have a lot more severe problems, but it won't make that noise anymore.
No problem anymore though. That's what matters. The alternator's fixed.
You don't need an alternator. Just get a setup of a bunch of Optima batteries in your car.
Just chain them together.
Yeah, just plug it in at the end of the day.
Yep. Yeah.
Electric vehicle. Yeah, dude. Electric vehicles is a new green trend, right? I mean, come on. Think about it.
Fuck it. You get an old Suburban with about 500 Optima batteries in the back and on the roof.
Stack 'em.
You have to pop the hood and charge the thing every night.
I'd love to see that electric bill.
Oh man, it reminds me when I went to Alaska one time, and all the cars up there have block heaters because it gets freaking cold. And if someone, I don't remember who it was I was with, they're like, "Wow, Alaska's so green. They all have electric cars." It's like, no, that's not what that is. They're normal cars, people. It's just they have a plug hanging out the front of them.
Yeah.
It's either that or like all their big diesel trucks. They never shut off.
Oh yeah, no, never.
They just keep running it and dumping fuel in it and be like, great, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easiest way to keep it warm.
Yeah.
My Caddy has a block heater on it. It came from Canada, so it has a block heater on it. You plug it into the wall and
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. No, that's just the way it is when it gets real freaking cold. And I'll tell you right now, some of those spots in Canada, dude, like it's colder than the North Pole and the South Pole. It happens, especially around the Great Lakes and like the plains.
Especially in the northern part, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'll hit that in like Wisconsin, and like out in Milwaukee, we'll hit those temperatures too. Just being right on the lake when the wind and everything comes off of it, it's brutal. It's not nice. Like it's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No.
Yeah. So I'd say we're gonna have an interesting week here. So then to get into some other stuff, as I know Eddie's been wanting to talk to it here, is so they came out and they said E3's canceled.
Yeah, okay, I've been waiting to hear about this because you mentioned it in a group text, and I purposely didn't look anything up, so...
I'm surprised.
I really wanted to, because I was like, okay, well, there's got to be a reason, but nope, I didn't.
So, like, they just didn't really specify what the main reason was, just kind of kept it to, like, the same thing.
So they didn't, like, come out and say,
blah, 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 you know how it is. But what's really interesting about it is, like, this is the third year in a row that it's canceled, and all of a sudden, like, there's more stuff being said on social media about it, and now also at the same time, like, people are speculating that is this finally it? Is E3 gonna die? I mean, it probably won't. It'll probably live on in some way, shape, or form. But you have to remember, you have PAX. PAX came in and started stepping on E3's toes over the years, and then on top of that, like, all the your big three, Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox, like, they'll put out their own press conferences, like pre-recorded and everything. And
I was actually thinking about that on the way over because I know Nintendo was really big with the Nintendo Directs. It's like, they don't, like, a trade show does nothing for them really except, like, maybe build business connections. But, like, other than that, they just get the same message across through YouTube or whatever, and it's like, you wind up usually getting more info because now you're not getting drowned out by other people.
Right.
And I mean, let's be real. E3's been kind of outdated in a way, ever since, like, the internet became, like, popular and or strong enough, so to say. I shouldn't say strong enough. I should say fast enough to where you can see stuff.
Right.
Because there's been a lot of stuff where it's, like, way back when we were all kids, it was like, yo, E3's on. We didn't know anything about it till the magazines came out.
Yeah.
And then, when G4 finally got bought out by Comcast and then was on Comcast, and then we could actually, like, watch it on that. Like, that would be, like, one of the few times we would even get E3. And then we kind of saw the rise of YouTube at that point.
Right. Yeah, I think there was, like, this weird period where it's like I could actually watch E3, like, for a year or two. And then after that, it was just like, I could just get my scoop off YouTube. Like, just find, like, whatever game I'm looking for or whatever.
Yeah, it becomes almost, like, not invalid, but...
why would I do this? Yeah, why would I sit around here for hours and, like... Because, I mean, also, some of those presentations are, like... They can be pretty cringy.
Yeah, they can be painful.
I still remember that one where, like, who is it? Kojima, I think, came walking down, and they had, like, this cool stage, like, so that way, like, as he walked, it was supposed to light up under his feet. but I don't know if nobody told him because he just came walking down and the lights were behind him. So like they had like this really cool dynamic entry set up for him, and he just like ignored it. And I can like imagine like the event coordinators just being like, "Oh man,
dude, you just go jump over here." Look, dude, that guy writes some crazy stories, and we're all along for the ride at all times.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's not real.
Yeah,
like we're all along for the ride. Those games are fucking
absolutely
crazy stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, along with that, at the same time, while all the news is breaking and all the crazy shit's going on, you have like Jeff Keighley like just kind of posting up like smirks and like just kind of like these little comments that are like, oh, he's sticking the knife in and everything like that. Well, apparently he's running some sort of like announcement show or something like that. I forget what it's called, but he's gonna be doing that this year too. So I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like E3 is pretty much donezo outside of like all your big publishers like your EAs and Ubisofts and all of those, which kind of like yeah, they're all not so good at the end of the day.
Well, that and like they also have like their own channels at this point too. Like I mean, like it or not, you have EA, Origin, and Ubisoft Uplay, and it's like, I mean, if you play any Ubisoft game, like when you first start up Uplay or whatever, you'll get a big splash screen like coming soon. Oh, you know. So it's like you don't even need that sort of thing. It'll just like force it down your throat whether you want it or not. Yeah. So
I mean, let's be real. It's an Ubisoft game. It's like, all right, well, we're gonna climb the tower.
Yeah. It's an open world.
Show us where everything is, and we're gonna go do this, and we're gonna go do that, and then here we go.
I know. I hate like crapping on the whole open world concept because it's like, oh man, as a kid I wanted nothing more, but now it's like all their games are just all the same open world. I'm like,
well, there's so many to pick from now. Like, I want to play an open world game, and it's like, well, it's all of them.
Yeah.
Like, go play.
So I think the problem with it isn't that it's open world. It's that years ago when the open world I can't talk. When the open world trend started, like Ubisoft like nailed it like right on the head, like first try.
Yeah.
Maybe not first try, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like by Assassin's Creed 2, I think like they pretty much like had it.
Yeah, and everyone was like, yo, this is how we do open world. This is awesome. How do we do this? And they all just kind of copied the Ubisoft formula.
That's like the thing with Breath of the Wild now, too. Like, everything's kind of going that trend, and then that's going to get, like, kind of beat to death, I think.
Well, that's because, like, it was all the same open world stuff, like, over and over and over outside of, like, GTA. And then all of a sudden you have Breath of the Wild, which was like, holy shit, this is cool. Because it kind of changed the way you looked at open world. The only thing that kills me about Breath of the Wild, and I really hope it's not the same with the second one, is that it's just like, oh, your weapons break in 3 seconds, and then here you go, you're going to go run across the world and have fun finding all 900 Koroks and fucking 400 and something shrines and like all this other stuff. Like, well, that's cool. That world was awesome. But I remember, like, there was, like, I can only think of, like, 5 NPCs in the world, in the entire world. And, like, you know, they're all the main important ones. And then there's like a couple other ones in like some of the cities or like the settlements, but then like after that it's like there's
the world like is more or less hostile, I think, is really like there's very few NPCs, very few safe places to be.
I'm just saying it was so
I personally hated the dungeons. Like I like the puzzles and I like how they gave you like the physics object interaction, like Half-Life 2 again. But they had like very few visual differences between them. Whereas like earlier Zelda games,
they just smushed all those dungeons together.
Yeah.
Like different puzzles, but like everything was the same kind of stone.
Whereas like even going back to like N64 or even before that, it's like, your dungeons kind of had a theme to them. So that way it's like,
You have like the ice dungeon, the rock,
the
volcano.
The lava dungeon, so it would have been kind of nice to see a little more variation in that, but like I mean like for all of its all the flaws we just picked out, I mean, like, the game's still amazing.
Oh, game's fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of like one of those where, like, there's some stuff that's wicked bad.
I guess the thing is, it's like, it's always that chase for perfection.
Yeah, and then you have to sit there, it's like, oh, I can hit something like 3 times with my weapon, and then my weapon's broken. And you gotta go get another one. So, yeah, that's so much fun after about the 10th hour.
Yeah.
Which then brings me on to the next thing of, like, Elden Ring. Elden Ring kind of went with that whole thing where they went against the formula. I mean, there's still like map points. They're not really towers, but you do got to find the map points, and it kind of reveals the map. It doesn't show you where everything is, which is nice. But like Elden Ring is like, here's a map. Here you go. hey, there's some like arrows on the grace checkpoints, like on the graces or bonfires, whatever you want to call them, and they're just like, yeah, this direction, go in that direction, or go over here.
Basically, those are telling you where like a story progression boss or a major boss is supposed to be.
Yeah, and like the thing is it's really nice because you don't have the weapon problem, but instead like you're exploring stuff constantly, and there's stuff all over the map. Like it's just as dense as Breath of the Wild is,
right.
But instead of chasing Korok seeds and shrines, like you're actually instead of shrines, you're raiding dungeons or catacombs or whatever, or there's like an event, or there's like a boss. Like there's so many just random world bosses everywhere, and then like there's quests to kill certain ones and all this other stuff and all kinds of crazy stuff. Like one of the things you run across is they're called Evergoals, but they're just like prison cells, like magic prison cells in the ground, and like you run out there and you like fight the people inside, whoever's like in the prison. Yeah.
Oh, and let me tell you, some of those are not very pleasant. Some of them are easy, some of them are not easy at all.
Yeah. But no, it's really cool because like they're just like, yeah, here we go. So they kind of looked at Breath of the Wild and they're like, all right, so how can we do this our own way? And then the other cool thing about it is like you're constantly getting the ashes, and the ashes are like your magic powers or your special summons, and like there's so many, and there's so many weapons, and you can mix and match all the ashes between all the weapons and everything, and it just starts getting like out of control crazy with what you can do. So like it's just as big, if not bigger, than Breath of the Wild, but it plays and feels way better.
Right.
At least, it plays more like Dark Souls, and like I feel like Zelda shouldn't feel like Dark Souls, if that makes sense.
No, yeah. They're kind of like heading towards like a common evolution, but like from two very different paths.
Yeah, that's not to say like it's bad, it's just kind of like...
No, it's different.
That was one of those things to me with like Breath of the Wild, where it's like, this doesn't feel right.
Right.
It just doesn't feel right, which, call me crazy, I know, like, but it's one of those where it's like, Breath of the Wild's good, but I don't think it's like the game that everyone made it out to be. Like, I think it's a solid like 8. It's not a 10 on 10.
I could agree on that. I haven't even finished it yet. I'm not even a quarter of the way through, but yeah. I can see that. But that's probably also why I haven't finished it. I was like, oh, I want to play this game instead.
Yeah, like not to step on toes or anything, but like Breath of the Wild is like maybe 8 on 10. Elden Ring is like solid 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near finished it. Like Alex is way ahead of me, but like I've got like 30 almost 40 hours into it. But like that's a way better game.
Oh,
way
definitely.
Better. But it's also what? Breath of the Wild is 6 years old now? Was it 2016? Something like that?
I think so.
6 years sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's somewhere in there. That's all I have
A quick
to say.
Googling will confirm it for everybody else. I mean, that's, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we have it right here.
Yeah.
No, but, yeah, that's cool. So, with that, like, E3, like, it'll be interesting to see what happens, and it honestly feels like what's been said and what's been going on around it, though, is, like, Jeff Keighley, it really feels like he's trying to take it over. Because, like, he's been doing a lot with the Game Awards, and whether or not you like them, like, that's a whole nother thing. Like, I don't think they should be run by Spike, but...
To me, it's any award show, which means I automatically tune it out.
Yeah.
And I just wait for the Game of the Year edition to go on sale. So, because they're all games I usually don't play anyway.
It's kind of unfortunate, though, because we all just tune out these award shows, and then, like...
I know, I feel like
everyone missed the slap a couple weeks ago.
Dude,
by
the
Will
slap.
Smith.
So I first started seeing memes about that, and I was like, okay, what? Like they showed his face, they showed, I didn't even know it was Chris Rock, bending over after he got smacked, and I was just like, what is going on? And then I finally found a video, which was actually a meme video of him getting smacked, and I was just like, oh, okay, I see.
I was gonna say the memes that came out of that were amazing.
Dude, they could. All right, so there used to be this. For those that don't know, there used to be a TV show on like a evening TV show called The Slap. It was on like NBC or some major network channel, and it was literally an entire series based upon this guy that like slapped this kid at a party or something. And I'm like, dude, they could take this whole slap thing and they could just run with it. They could make 2 seasons out of this Will Smith slap thing. They just gotta put a precursor story in there.
Maybe we're all marks. Maybe that's actually what they're doing.
Yeah,
they're
maybe
developing
that's
a new series, and we've just all been... We all fell for it.
They're making a historical event to make a TV show about later. We said it here first, guys.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks.
Yep.
Read them and weep.
The inside scoop.
I don't know if you guys look at Twitter or anything like that. It's been pretty interesting ever since that slap went down.
Yeah.
Like,
it has.
Yeah. Will Smith getting banned for 10 years from the Oscars.
But he got the award first.
Yeah, he did get the award. They didn't revoke it, which That's good, but him getting banned for 10 years is kind of bullshit when you have some of the other people out there who are like rapists and all the other fun stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you sit there and think about it. But yeah, there was that, and then like he did it because they were like making fun of his wife, which I understand it. But like this dude is like, yeah, poor Will Smith. Because not only that, now she's been on Twitter, like, attacking him for doing it and all this other stuff. And it's like, he did it, like, out of respect for you and, like, all this other stuff. And it's just, like, bad.
That's just
like,
rough.
It's just bad.
Yeah,
It's like he's becoming a meme again after, you know, forgetting.
Well, like, the whole thing is a meme. Because when you watch the video, and even Will Smith is, like, laughing his ass off with Chris Rock, you know, sandbagging her, and then she probably went home. We're like, really didn't like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I've got to go smack him now.
Yeah, I mean,
make a scene.
I don't think Chris Rock really minds. I mean, I'm sure like a year from now, he's going to have a whole routine built around the events leading up to
the slap.
The slap.
Yeah. The slap.
Let's be real. He took that like a champ.
Oh yeah.
That like how well he took that slap. He's just like, wow. Like, that's scary how well he took that slap. Because that was not a light slap. Like, that was a hit. That was a hit from Will Smith.
Talk about a pro of non-reactive. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, like,
really,
to just sit there and take that hit like that, like, I have to agree with Moist Critical. Like, he's like, oh my god, dude, Chris Rock's a monster.
Yeah.
To take a slap like that, like, dude, yeah.
And, you know, he didn't look, you know, like his eye was swollen. Nothing happened to him. He was just like, wow, I'm just going to be professional.
Yeah.
But just like taking a hit like that, like you could see the handprint and everything on his face. Like, damn, dude.
He needs to go on. What you just talked about, Critical, and even a couple nights ago, I was watching more of the slap fights with him commentating, and they need to get like Chris Rock, maybe even Will Smith on the show. Not versus each other necessarily, but like against the. What is it? Vasily Kamatsky.
Russian slap fights?
Yes.
I was actually about to mention that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how
I
to
was
bring
just
it
saying,
up.
get him and get like the Wolverine, which I think is a guy from the U.S. I don't know where he's from, but get all those guys and throw Chris Rock and Will Smith in and see what happens.
No, Chris Rock will be the judge. It's like, all right, you slap this one, you slap this one. All right, which one hurts more?
It'd be like that arcade game where you have to like punch the ball.
Yeah,
like, like you know 1 to 1,000, basically like 999.
Yeah. I will say the one meme I came out of that I really really loved was someone made a video where they made it so when Chris Rock gets slapped, he Gmod ragdolls, and that is incredible.
Oh yeah, that one I saw that one.
he tumbles sideways. Let me tell you, like Source Engine physics will never be funny. Like they're amazing. Yeah,
forever amazing.
Permanently a funny thing.
The best thing about that is I used to put like hundreds, if not thousands, of hours in that with another one of my friends, and our thing was like making vehicles out of things that shouldn't be. So we found out like, oh wait, we can make objects invisible. Well, let's take the not the go-kart, but like that sand buggy thing, and like, okay, let's slap a toilet on it, and then put a chair invisible to the toilet. So you sit on that, and then like control the vehicle, but make the vehicle invisible. So you just have like this flaming toilet to fly around the back with.
Yeah, we're going for that real highbrow stuff. Flaming toilets.
I mean, you want to talk about highbrow? Have you not been listening to us?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
30 minutes now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, even when we just walked in, like, the first thing is like, oh, yeah, cock rock.
Yeah.
So,
Matt's gonna chime in.
Yeah, I have no place to talk.
Matt, what's the best thing about cock rock?
That's a question.
That's a question. That's
cock rock.
No, hold on. Is it the hair, the makeup, the tight pants, the potential pants stuffing, or like the leopard print?
I'm just gonna answer with the classic here. The best part about cock rock is getting laid. That's the whole point. That's the point of all of it.
That's true.
In the end.
It seems so strange because you look at them and they're like, oh man, but then like, no, they're getting it.
Yeah,
they're getting it like
every time.
crazy. It's
like crazy.
Yeah.
So what's the
It is
go-to
what it
song?
is.
I mean, you could even pick like a top 5 if it's too hard.
No, I can pick one cock rock
You
song.
can pick
It is
one,
the
okay.
best, my favorite cock rock song.
All right, so-
10 Seconds to Love by Motley Crue.
Okay.
The best.
I was just saying, it had to be Motley Crue.
There are like ones that are good ones, like Motley Crue and like Quiet Riot was good and Skid Row
Skid
was
Row.
good. Yes, that was
Warrant,
almost
yeah.
that almost borders the line of is it like too heavy for cock rock, or is it cock rock?
I mean,
Yeah.
you forget like one of the most key important players though is like Bret Michaels.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, absolutely. He's one of the best. He's one of my favorites. I watched Rock of Love religiously as a kid, and
Oh my god.
that was like my first taste of it, like being like, oh my god, these guys are just wild party animals. It's great.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just get laid and party. So
Yeah. I mean,
Like
drugs.
23 hours out of the day.
yeah,
That 1 hour is when it just becomes too much and you pass out on the couch. You literally can't handle it.
Yeah,
anymore.
they don't sleep. They pass out. It's different.
Yeah.
You don't
I mean-
choose it.
yeah.
It just happens.
I mean, there's a reason why the saying is sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you remember sleep is not in there. Taking a break, not in that.
No.
Yeah, it's like a musical act where the rock and roll part is actually like downplayed compared to the other two.
Yeah. You either die or you pass out. Like,
Yeah,
there's no sleeping, there's no resting. It's like, yeah, if you're not doing that, you're back in the studio. Get to work. Get to
Yeah.
work. We need to come up with more ideas so we get more women.
Yes.
That's basically
That's
what it is.
Yep.
The whole time.
Yeah, we got to tour more, dude. What are we doing?
Yeah. You know.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
That's another whole subject we could even get into, and this is not just cock rock, but music in general. We're all kind of
Oh, yeah.
music nerds. Some of us are. I know
Yeah.
me and Eddie are for sure.
Yeah, he's more than I am, but like, yeah, we're both pretty musically nerd-tastic. I mean, which is weird. It's weird to say because like the stuff we play and listen to is like more or less garbage. But I mean,
Our forte is garbage, but we listen to a lot of different.
we
stuff.
are a fine connoisseur of garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can tell you exactly how old that banana peel sitting at the bottom of the trash barrel is.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you go up to a dumpster or an outdoor trash can and go, well, you know, this is a fine vintage. Let's crack that one open and have a taste.
Yeah, imagine that with music. Yeah, that's like,
okay.
you know, yeah. We are always trying to find new levels of like, what is the worst thing we've ever heard.
Exactly. How can it? There's all these terrible music acts out there, but how can they be different? How can they be more terrible than all the other terrible ones?
I mean,
That truly,
Should we inform them of what the current worst is, I think?
there is a lot of.
I mean,
in
I
which
still have
way?
the one. There's one act that I will always be like, at least it's not that.
Okay, so you mean like it's
You know
really
it is.
bad, so we don't even want you don't want to listen to it bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad in like a good way.
No, it's bad.
It's
in
just bad.
yeah. And I mean, you know it.
Just send it, full send it.
It's the Shags.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it is absolutely. So yeah, for those who are curious, they're from New Hampshire,
boy.
and they were around like what, the '60s.
I'm not. Yeah.
60s or 70s.
80s. It's a bunch of like something that became hipster crap. Whatever
Yeah,
it is.
somehow it like made a revival, which is extremely confusing because none of the performers are playing the same song at the same time.
Yeah. No.
I just
They're
don't
all
understand.
just playing their own.
I actually literally.
I swear to
explained
God,
that
when we're
someone.
done with this, we're gonna listen to some and you're gonna hate it.
I mean that perfectly explains why it's bad.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone's playing a different song at the same time.
Yeah.
What?
So is it like a jam band, but
Kind of.
but nobody's realizing that
So
there's
it's
other
like-
people playing?
It was like an act where, like, I don't remember if they're like sisters or something, or if they're friends, but somehow like the parents got involved and was like, "Hey, you guys should be an act." And so they like basically like rented a recording studio and told them to do this. And like, yeah, I'm not hating on them. Like, I'm sure they're fine people if they're still around, or like, you know, I don't know. But man, the music is horrible. And the worst part is that I think there's a quote from Frank Zappa of all people saying like, "This stuff is good." And I'm just like, "Oh, you idiot! You idiot! You absolute
like
idiot!"
such a legend to just say like
Exactly.
this stuff is great.
I have a perfect way to explain exactly what it is. Remember that scene in Family Guy where Peter and Lois get really like, you know, intoxicated on weed and they're sitting there and you hear the most like beautiful music you can hear. And then it shows what it really sounds like and they're both just there like, playing guitar. That's what it is.
It's
That's
exactly
exactly what it
recorded
is.
on vinyl, but like without drugs, I think too, because they're like not even like adults in the recording. I think they were like recorded at like 16 or something.
I don't know anything about them and I intend to keep it that way. forever.
No, I had to look it up just because of how horrible it was.
You're talking about terrible. There are so many different levels of terrible that we could go into.
I mean, that just sounds like pain.
Yeah.
Everything about this like sounds
Oh, no,
like pain.
this is a ritual. Like, yeah, like tomorrow night we'll probably be hanging out in Matt's garage trying to find music that just we can't stand.
But then you go ahead and withstand it to really.
Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't. I mean, especially if we have a friend Ian. When he gets involved, it usually just amounts to him putting on like like old school rhythm and blues instead. Like he'll eventually just get fed up with it. Like he'll try to put on like Matt hates Creedence Clearwater.
I don't hate it. I hate it in like a.
You hate it. You hate it in like an overexposure way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you
could. Please stop playing.
I hate it because I know every single song, and so does everybody else. It's the best, like, marketing, branding.
It really
ever.
is, yeah. I mean, like, every single one of their songs is like a greatest. It's like, okay, well, that's on the greatest hits album.
You could be 100 years old, or you could be like 10 years old, and you've heard every single one of those songs somewhere or another. And it's like,
So like sometimes he'll do that to annoy him, but once he gets a hold of it, we transition from different genres pretty rapidly, and sometimes he'll play along, but sometimes he'll also like lose focus and just put on music he wants to listen to. So.
That's what I mean. That's another level of trash. Like we put a lot of trash on that we want and like to listen to. But there's also trash that we just torture each other with.
Yeah. Like we'll like fight each other with like Nickelback or whatever.
Fight each other. No, this song is worse.
Yeah. Again, not hating any of the artists, and if you like Nickelback, that's fine. I know there was a time period where I listened to them.
I
think we all.
There was a time period where they were good when they first showed up, but like.
I'm not even going to be that hipster about it. I'm just going to say I listened to them. I enjoyed it at the time, but nowadays I can respect why people don't like it.
Oh no. It's the same thing as like Creedence Clearwater. Like they just got so big, it was just like, all right, this is enough.
Yeah, they really did.
And like. I will say this: like they deserve to get that big when they work that hard, and they like their first album or so was actually pretty good. So it's like, of course you're gonna get big like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like way too much overexposed, and they got put into everything, and then just like, I'm good.
Yeah, it was definitely butt rock.
I'm trying to think of what.
It's totally butt rock.
I'm trying to think of what else comes up in the torture playlist.
Bruce Springsteen comes up a bit. Mostly because, like, we're not in that music group that, like, really appreciates him at all. When I hear Born in the USA on the radio, I have to change it because otherwise I'm just going to be going around belting, Born in the USA!
I'll give you that. What about Freebird? You never turn off Freebird.
Never!
No, you never turn off
Freebird.
You're right. You never turn off Freebird.
Skinner!
Skinner, yeah. But, I mean...
all of that.
Some of it, though, you just can't.
Sorry to cut you off, but did you guys watch the documentary on Netflix about them?
No.
Skinner? No.
There is one. There's one for them and ZZ Top right now. There might be more.
Really?
I need to watch those.
But finally finding out how they got their band name was the funniest thing.
Which one, ZZ Top or Leonard Skinner?
Well, I guess both, but
okay.
Leonard Skinner is a funnier one. I don't know if either of you music experts know.
No.
So I think they had like a borderline, like I don't want to call it a garage band. They were very small. They didn't have a name yet. And they were kind of up and coming. They just played at, bars, clubs, whatever. And like, well, we need a name. And I don't remember what they first called themselves, but one of the guys, I don't remember which guy in the group had like a gym teacher that was like a drill instructor. And his name was Leonard Skinner. So he was Mr. Skinner, the gym teacher.
Okay.
And at one point, I think they made fun of his name, or there was a old marching song, I think, and they said something about Leonard Skinner in that marching song, and one guy says, "Hey," he goes, "this has got to be the name. It's gonna be Leonard Skinner," and they're like, "What?" And they're like, "No," and then it was like a meme to them, but they went with it. They was like, "Oh, yep, that's the one."
Isn't that how the Melvins got?
I was gonna say,
name?
that's what I was thinking of the entire time. The Melvins. It's like, you don't want to be a Melvin, so then they name themselves the Melvins.
There's all kinds of that shit.
Oh yeah. It's all great. Musicians are a different breed. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse, but a lot of times for worse.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then there's also the music that we say is probably trash that is truly trash that we don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we just discussed that whole thing about the Sheks. It is garbage.
That's true. Okay, but like
it's outright garbage.
But there's certain ones that we like talk about that are trash, but we respect it.
Oh yeah, true.
We make fun of a lot of it, but we respect it at the same time.
Yeah.
And making fun of it is
again
like a big part
the
of it
thing
for
with
us.
Springsteen. Like I'm not a fan, but I get why people are. So it's fine. Nickelback, whatever.
Yeah.
If
you like it, you like it.
Cock rock is above all of that. Cock rock is like,
yeah, Matt's over here loves himself some like Steel Panther.
Yeah, some Poison.
It all started over like a joke too. Like it was just really, it's a joke that we came to appreciate. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's great.
Yeah, like the joke started a few weeks ago. At least, like I didn't even know what cock rock was. Like these guys are just talking about it, and obviously I know what all that old hair metal is. I love it.
That's the way I saw it too. Yeah, hair metal.
Yeah, and then you guys were like, "Well, it's this," and I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, okay, I get it." And then 5 minutes later, after Matt explained it to me, I go on Spotify and I just type in cock rock, and there was like 70 playlists. I'm like, "Well, I might as well save one."
The cock rock playlist.
Yeah. My new work playlist for Fridays. I'm sitting there alone.
Ready to get the hell out.
That's where the joke aspect started for us. Was like I was at work and we would be doing David Lee Roth screams.
Oh yeah,
throughout the building the whole day, just pissing everyone off.
Can you give us one now?
Not right now, but I will. I promise I will give you guys one at some point.
I'm trying to remember that long rambling one from that video you sent me, where it was just what was it, Running with the Devil, but
Running
just
with the Devil,
screams?
Screams only.
Yep. Highly recommend it if you just want to laugh at some weird noises.
I need to watch that after our session here.
Definitely.
By all means. Yeah, absolutely.
Running with the Devil, screams only. If you want to laugh, look it up.
That sounds like a great time.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely fantastic. I told my friend to weaponize it. He's still working on it.
How would you weaponize it?
Yeah.
I forgot about
I'm
that.
hoping he's going to set it to like his text tone or his ringtone or something. It's really good. It's really good.
I
just hear like pocket screams intensify.
Yeah.
Pocket screams.
Sorry, you were going to say something.
No, it's all good.
Did we want to, because we're at like that.
Yay! Alright, we're gonna pause this real quick, take a quick break.
I
I'm gonna
probably
change
need
the
to drink
battery
anyway.
in the camera, so we will be right back.
Ignorant fuel.
Oh. And we're back. Okay.
Yeah, alright.
So, after that quick little break in water and change the battery in the camera, so now we're not gonna die, we have to talk about Alex's new toy.
Yeah, so I made the mistake of mentioning that I like didgeridoos, and I'm sure everybody can see where this is going. I have a friend, Sean, who lives in New Mexico right now. I play a lot of games with him online. Lately, it's been a lot of 7 Days to Die, because we keep going back to that and putting hundreds of hours into it at a time. But yeah, I was talking to him one day, and I was like, oh, I need to get a didgeridoo someday. Like, I can't play it, I can't play any instrument, I'm not musically inclined, but I'd like to play one of those until I pass out. So, like, a week goes by, he goes, hey, something should be in the mail Friday or Saturday for you. And I was just like, oh cool, you got me a cool gift. We do this all the time. I send him dumb shit, he sends me gift. So, I get it Friday, and I was like, what is this package from Amazon? I didn't order anything. And it's about, like, 4 feet long, skinny, like, box. I was like, is this like a poster? It didn't weigh much. So I open it up, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a didgeridoo. So, of course, the first thing I do is take it out of the package for me. Fart noises through it until I figured out how to actually, But,
I'm actually really curious to hear that. I really hope at some point I get to hear it.
Maybe next weekend or next time we gather, I'll have to bring it.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a show and tell episode.
Yep. I'll just like blast it this way, but he's going to have to lean back or else it'll be great in space. Yeah.
So is it like straight or does it like curve like a saxophone or like I don't even know what it looks like really.
I would say this one is like it's probably about yay high, so I don't know, 4 feet long or something like that.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, I don't know if I mentioned this, I think it's just like a PVC one, like a cheap one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like if you went to Home Depot, got the thin PVC pipe, and then heated it up. And like kind of just straightened it with a friend. So it has a very natural like kind of flow to it, but it is rather straight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite like, going out in the middle of Australia and picking up a log that's been eaten by tarantulas. Throwing some wax on the end, because that's what the mouthpiece is. It's just a blob of beeswax.
Dude, I'm learning so much right now.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I have a lot to learn. I can make some like noises with it, but like I play it for about, 20 seconds and then realize, oh, I can't do circular breathing, so let's put it down because I'm getting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a mystical art. As someone who never played wind instruments, I don't know how you guys do it.
Like I understand.
Sometimes I have to think about breathing. I'm just like, oh, I'm really winded all of a sudden. What's happening? So I don't know how you do it, but props to you. But
no, I don't do it.
Well, I mean, for those that do,
I can make minor noises with it, and that's about it. So
yeah, that's fair.
Joke's on all of us. Alex has actually been dead for a while. He's actually just like a vampire.
You see these skin and bones? Like, it's just... I'm pale, too. Look at this.
You're pretty pale, man. I'm usually one to talk, but
yeah.
I have the mad trucker's tan going. Although, actually, it's kind of worn out
pretty soon
now.
I'm going to get the biker tan, which, I kind of have, like, a
biker
permanent
tan.
one a little bit. It'll be, like, kind of tan here, arms, and a little bit on the ankles when the old jeans rolls up when you're on the bike.
Yeah, so you're gonna be like me after Mayhem Fest. That one year where I got sunburned and I was wearing sunglasses, so like my entire face was beet red, but the area around my eyes was like pale white.
Well, it's like that, but it's kind of like if you got like snow goggles or whatever with no nose piece. So this whole thing, like if you had a periscope or something.
So it's like even more noticeable.
Yeah. So, but it's reverse. Because if I'm wearing the helmet with the visor open, this is tan, but the rest of me isn't. Because the fog's going in there.
So for some reason I was imagining you wearing goggles, so it'd be like, oh yeah, you got like the outline of the goggles. Okay.
Yeah, no. He looks like a raccoon.
I'm not cool enough to wear like an old school just like half helmet with goggles.
Yeah, with
like,
the goggles. Yeah.
If I drove like a scrambler bike or something,
yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know.
Look the part.
Like that's not even the default. I don't know why my brain went there. Like that. No, like very few people do that. So.
Yeah. It's usually like You'll see like the one random girl on a scooter.
Yeah.
She's enjoying everything about life, and it's always a white helmet, the classic style white.
The cue
half
ball.
helmet. Yep. Nothing fancy about it. And then there's the goggles, but she's not wearing them. They're just on the top.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's it. That's it.
I mean, if I had that kind of helmet, I'd probably wear it. Like if I had like a convertible car, I'd wear that just like to look funny.
Wear like the
especially if it was like one of those little like an MGB or a Triumph store. It's like, oh yeah, my head is over the windshield. So it's like I gotta wear eye protection.
So you know what's worse about being above a windshield is when you're driving along. Like my dad's got the Can-Am trike.
Oh yeah.
And you can actually move the windshield like just with a button. But that's one of those like luxury motorcycles. I think I could drive across the U.S.
And
I'll be comfortable. Like
like a cruiser.
It is a nice bike though, but. I've noticed if I put the windshield up, like, it might be here. Like, I always look over the windshield, too, and I'm not that tall. But the wind comes up off of it, doesn't hit your body, so it's very comfortable, but it goes right in your face. Like just your eyes and your nose, so you're just, like, blasted with
at that point, it's like those things they put on the front of pickup trucks, like the wind deflector.
Yeah. Or like
but now it's deflecting it into your face.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like the joke of the cowl I can put on my bike. You can put it over, like, the speedometer and the controls, but it's just, like, this high. Like, I think it's just more decoration at that point. But.
Yeah,
basically. I mean, that's what happens when you ride naked bikes, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a lot of them are like that.
Yeah. So, didgeridoos.
Yeah. We went to evolve very fast. We went from didgeridoos to, like, how I dress on my motorcycle.
I'm not even going to lie. I don't know how we got here, but I'm okay that we did.
It's like the PUBG guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got here. I don't know who I am.
All I know is
I must talk at the microphone.
Yeah, I must talk at mic.
I must talk at mic.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how it goes, it's tangenting.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, freaking... Okay. So motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, what else you got?
We should put the didgeridoo on my exost and play it.
Oh, yeah. The
That
show
we
and
should
tell
definitely
episode,
do.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably melt it after a few minutes, but...
That actually would be... Yeah, it would
just blow the thing
if
up
it is made of
immediately.
PVC, it would definitely melt.
Actually, even better, I'll take the mufflers off and we'll just straight pipe it through the didgeridoo.
Oh,
Dude.
Jesus.
And we'll just max RPM it for like 10 seconds. Just...
Oh, brutal.
Just... I was like, what a raucous noise.
Yeah, what a racket.
I don't know if I don't think any of you you've probably heard my bike at one point, but like when you take the mufflers off of it and it's just straight piped, like it still sounds good, but man, is it quite the racket.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I went from like street bike that's loud to now I have a MotoGP bike.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the noise difference.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible then.
That's what happens though when you take the exhaust off of anything because it's just like right there.
It sounds like I have
true.
MotoGP horsepower, but No.
There's this guy down the street from me that has a race bike. I think it's a Yamaha. I'm not sure what it is, but
probably an R1.
The thing sounds like a Harley.
It's probably an R1.
It's not even street legal. Like he literally just takes it to the track and he'll drive it around the block when he's doing like work on it sometimes. But it is just like obnoxious, but it's so fucking cool. Every time I see it, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the guys get like they'll get a muffler that's like this, but it's more like an exhaust tip because there's just like no baffle in it. It's just like a little mesh thing.
Yeah, it allows them to just kind of go whatever.
It's just get that gas out.
Yeah. I mean, when you're racing, it's a different story. You get to get away with that.
And you're going to be flat out like the whole time too. So that what's it going to care about lean or rich or whatever? It's just Brit.
Yeah, I mean, go right up to New Hampshire Motor Speedway on the road course.
Oh, I want to.
Like everyone else.
One of these days, I'll do it.
Surprised. Yeah, I mean, he used to work with a guy who did that. He had like a couple old Ninja 600s.
That's what I should do is buy like a kind of just beater crotch rocket and just race mode.
Yeah, no, like he straight up like his big race bike was a 600cc Ninja.
A lot of people ride the middleweights because they start to realize that the 1000cc's are just because they're not like a professional racer. They're like, this thing's too heavy. I don't want to ride this for fun.
Yeah, I mean that kind of power.
I hear that like
fast.
Like when you're on the because I have a Ducati Monster for anybody who doesn't know. But like I was talking to the guys at the dealership, and pretty much all of them, not surprising, they all go and race, and they all have bikes, and you think they all have like the top of the line, whatever, and most of them are like, well, I actually ride the same bike you have there. He goes, I don't like riding the bigger bikes because like, this thing has 250 horsepower, and it's like 500 pounds, which is a little bit more than most race bikes or whatever. But
I was gonna say that's more than most economy cars. I mean,
yeah, that's gonna be terrifyingly fast when you start winding that out.
Oh yeah. I mean now that they have the V4S or whatever, like the factory horsepower is like 230 or something like that, 250, and they're like, yeah, the wet weight of the bike is 395 or 400 or something.
God.
Oh my god.
And it's like. You put a skinny guy like me on that, I just go for it, and I'm like, well, I won the race, but I'm also dead.
Yeah. I mean,
first off the line.
Yeah.
You have to think about it this way too: is like a lot of your middleweight bikes. So, I mean, 600cc's for the i4s. Like if you got like the twins or the V twin or whatever it is, like they're all putting out like 800-900, but it's all sitting there clocking in at about 100 horsepower. But like
800-900 what?
cc's.
Oh, I'm like, pounds?
No, bananas.
Wow.
Yeah, no, like that 100 horsepower range, which is the middleweight
Yeah.
bikes. Like it's crazy because like if you look at some of the newer ones, like the Yamahas, like the Yamaha's naked bike, the MT-09 right now, like that thing comes with wheelie control and shit like that from the factory because it's geared to the point where it's like you just and front wheels coming up no matter what you do. Don't matter. Like that front wheel's coming off the ground if you try to wind that thing out in any power mode. Like. Yeah, that's why you're only going to ride like a middleweight because you don't need a big, huge bike unless you're like wanting to cruise on like a Harley or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I understand the appeal for like leader bikes and like Hayabusas and stuff like that, but like realistically,
well, we'll get to the point where like when you have it, it's super cool, super fun to ride, but then you just like, even on the highway, you can't like use the bike. Like I can't even use mine all the time, but it's just enough where it's still fun. But yeah, I mean, like when you have 100 plus horsepower on a thing that weighs less than 500 pounds, like it rips pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, could always like if we could find the old the 250cc 4-cylinders that rev out to like 20,000.
Oh, the Ninja.
Oh my god.
Specifically the Ninja.
Oh yeah, that's right. They brought the Ninja back a couple years ago, right? Or
No. So you grab like I don't know if it's 80s or 90s Ninja, and it's a 200cc.
Yeah, no,
but the things rev out to 20 grand. So
Yeah,
when you straight pipe them, they sound like an F1 car.
That's awesome.
And like even like the noise level, like the decibels is almost there too, because it's just like such a tiny little pistons just screaming. And apparently they're pretty durable too, so you can just do it all the time.
Well, yeah, it's because those things, if you look into the engineering behind them, it's like everything's gears. Like there's no belts, there's no chains.
Oh, gear driven.
Like everything's gear driven, like gear driven cams and like everything. It's all.
Well, it's just like mine too. They're still, the cams are still all gears. They're still belts, but like They're pretty stout.
Oh yeah, no, like there's no belts or chains. It's
Yeah.
something going to 20,000 RPM unless it's like an F1 car. I don't know what they use in F1 cars, but like that's a different story. And I do know that the older F1 cars were all gears, like all the valve train and everything was driven by gears. But yeah, like wasn't there talk of them bringing back the 250R, the 4-cylinder 250?
I don't know. I mean, they've always had 250s, like all the companies do for like the beginner riders or people that just don't want any power at all, because eventually you're going to get bored of those things, in my opinion. But I don't know. I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, I just remember hearing something about the inline 4 250 coming back from Kawasaki a
I'll have to
while
look
ago.
at it.
I mean, hey, that'd be really fun to have. There's like, you know, it's like I'm doing 30 miles an hour, but my bike is screaming at 20,000 RPM, and everyone hates me.
Yeah.
But I sound like an F1 car, so I'm having the fucking time of my life. You know, it's the same thing of like when I had a Grom, and we used to go ride Groms with like 20 people, 20 plus people.
I just saw a guy in a Grom. I think I went to Best Buy a while ago, and that thing sounded so good. Whatever he put on it, it sounded awesome. It sounded like a 450 dirt bike.
Nah, it's probably just the eBay pipe. Everyone runs
Probably.
There's like this cheap eBay pipe that everyone runs on those things.
Yeah, it sounded like a cool dirt
Because
bike.
whatever, if you drop it, whatever, it's an eBay pipe.
Yeah, who cares? Bend it back with a broomstick.
Yeah, like let's be real, dude. It's a Grom. Everything's gonna get destroyed on that thing because you cannot get on a Grom, a 125cc with 9 horsepower, and not just be like giggling. Like the second you just like twist the throttle, like, and it just starts. And like you're going down the road and like you're like, oh, if you're in like a semi-urban area and you start to get sidewalks and stuff like that, you're like, I'm gonna jump that curb. And you're jumping curbs and everything. And it's like, oh, hey, look, I gotta stop for a light. Oh, I'm just gonna jam on the braking skin. Just, and then like people are freaking out. They're like, and you're just like, not just chilling.
And that's the thing too, is on one of those, even if you're going like 15, 20, so it's so small, you fall off, you're like, oh, I got a bruise on my arm. Like, who cares? Get back on it and go.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be chaos riding those with a big, huge squad of people. We used to go into Red Rock Canyon, like the park. Bowser, really?
Yeah. Alright, not to derail you, but like for the past like 10 minutes, he's just been nonstop licking my hands, so I said like nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
he tried licking my pants, I was like, no, I lick my hand, that's fine.
You could have told him to stop.
No, it's fine.
We still want him with the squeaky toys. Right
Yeah, the squeaky toy's a little much.
You can't have squeaky toys right now, baby. I'm sorry.
Dude, where'd you guys get the cool cups? Everybody's got a colored cup, and
in the
I don't.
Cupboard.
Yeah, in the
I got
cupboard.
just noticing,
the
like, he's
cupboard.
got a black one, he's got a red one, and actually, they're almost matching everybody's shirts. It's kind of strange.
Oh, whoa!
I mean, you're
Actually, that is
you're
weird.
on the same like plane of
It's
color.
a warm color. It's a warm
Like,
color.
can I get like a
it.
yellow or an orange or something?
Yeah, there's an orange
Oh,
one.
I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Dang. Yeah, sorry. I clearly derailed that. My bad.
Distractions.
Yeah. So we used to go into Red Rock Canyon, and Red Rock Canyon was like speed limit's like 20 miles an hour through it, but it's like a national park, and they like went through and they did all this stuff, so it's like really nice road and everything, but it's up and down and left, right. It's like being on a roller coaster, like a constant go-kart track. Now, can you imagine the havoc of about 30 Groms together in one pack? Like, it turns into like MotoGP.
Oh yeah,
Groms.
dragging knees.
Yeah. Like people are trying to drag knees, and it's like the Groms can't actually go over that far without modifying the pegs and stuff like that. And half the people modify the pegs anyway, so they actually hang lower. It's more comfortable for a large person on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you can imagine the chaos of that, it was just like MotoGP. Like that used to be really fun. And then lining up, like we would always line up at all the stoplights because it's Vegas, dude. There's intersections where it's like 5 lanes on each side, and it's like 5 lanes. So you got 10 lanes across on both intersecting roads at this 4-way. So like we'd line up, like every bike would find a spot on the line, and it'd be like everyone would be waiting. And of course, the speed limit on roads like that is like 45, 50. So it's like, all right, well, we're not going to be speeding anyways. Like everyone's waiting for that light to turn, and as soon as that light turns, it's a full-on drag race. First one across the intersection. Cops will be looking at you, and they're like, I mean, they're only going 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be like first to 30 wins. Like,
no, dude, it's not even 30 by the time you get across that part of that fucking intersection. It's like,
exactly.
The cop's like, man, he took off. Man, maybe he didn't take off really fast. He just jogs up to you and says, "Hey, do you mind just keeping it chill. He doesn't take the car.
No, the bike cop like rides up to you.
Yeah.
He's only like a little sweaty. He's like, I had to work a little bit, but I caught you, sir.
Yeah, I caught you.
Yeah, no. What a grand time those things are. They're just trouble.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to explain a Honda Grom other than trouble, because like you cannot ride one without causing trouble or feeling like getting into trouble. And I mean, I even went, no, dog, you can't have squeaky toys.
Sorry, Bowser's trying to get on the show.
Yeah,
He is.
It's not that he can't be on the show. I'm not saying that. It's that he can't be squeaky toys while
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
recording. But like those things, man. Like for mine, I put knobbies, like their tires on it.
I do that too.
And I'm gonna be 100% with you. What a friggin' night! Those were so hard to put on because those like little those rims are so tiny, and like obviously because it's a motorcycle tire, it's like belted.
Were they super stiff? Is that why?
Yeah, they're stiff. The rims are tiny, so like there wasn't a lot of flex in them. And like I just remember like I'm standing on it and just not going over. Oh, it took me like all day to do 2 tires. I was like losing my mind, angry. But yeah, no, like once we put the knobbies in, going through the desert on those things, it was trouble. It was even more trouble than it was before. Like even just riding with people. But yeah, so like I highly recommend one of those if you want to cause some trouble, especially if you got a couple friends. Like at like $3,500, or like what's the new ones? What are the new ones, like the Nano or whatever they're calling?
I don't know. Or just buy a used one for hopefully $1,000 less, and then if you drop it and beat on it, who cares?
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying like it's brand new from the dealer for $3,500.
Oh yeah,
and it starts with an N. I don't know if it's the Nano, but there's a smaller version that's only like 100 cc, and it's only like. It's like half the horsepower of like the Grom.
Did they just swap the engine out?
Yeah, for what I know.
Just leave it.
But like, there's that, and it's like that thing is $1,800 from a dealership brand new.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Jeez.
Like I wouldn't choose it over a Grom.
with the gas prices, I'm going to take one of those to work. So
I was
it's
gonna
taking 3.5
say, yeah.
hours. I can't go on the highway, but
Oh, I mean, dude,
it's like 300
Grom
miles.
used to get like 100 miles. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
carry the 5-gallon with me and just fill it up when I need it.
It only held like 1.5 gallons,
Yeah.
but it did over 100.
Jeez. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting another Bowser bath over here.
Oh,
so I'm
geez.
just,
Ooh, a Bowser.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
no, I'm not gonna stop him. I mean, if that's what it takes for him to finally like me, I'll deal with it. But
Nah, it's not that. It's him begging for toys.
yeah. It's puppy time. But sorry,
He's got that look of betrayal in his eyes.
Um,
He's like, how could you betray me like this?
yeah,
You betray me. It's not fair.
I know. You can't help but look at those floppy ears and just melt.
He's just getting mad.
He's a big baby.
Yeah. Oh boy. Wait.
Yeah, Groms are pretty sweet.
Yeah, motorcycles are trouble.
Yep.
Just be ready for
I don't know if I could ever do anything fast on 2 wheels. I'm like a gigantic wuss when it comes to that sort of thing, but the Grom is like, that's something even I would try just because it's like, how could you not?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like I feel safer on a motorcycle than I do a bicycle going downhill.
oh, no, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's just something, there's like a stability to it.
To me,
Yeah.
it's like 2 sides of the same coin at that point, because to me, I just don't trust other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm driving around in my car, it's like, all right, whatever, you rear-ended me. But like, in a motorcycle or on a bicycle, it's like, oh no, you rear-ended me. I'm dead.
yeah, like I broke my neck.
Yeah, like, I just, that's rough, Not that, like, again, the appeal of motorcycles is freaking cool. And I love looking at them, like, the styles of them and everything. Like, even like, like, those big Harleys, like, I'm not, a tremendous fan of that scene, but the bikes are gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people put in hell of work on those.
Oh,
bikes.
yeah. Like, hats off to you, but you'll never catch me riding one.
Yeah.
Like years ago, I was at the Indian dealership, and they had one of their big ones. I don't know if it's like a Roadmaster or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, I want to call it like a tuxedo look to it. It had a very luxurious look to it. I think overall the bike was like white and black. It was like a 50-50.
Oh, nice.
It almost looked like if you had like a Rolls Royce Phantom in white and black.
Oh,
Because
cool.
like even the seat had a diamond stitch pattern on it.
Jeez,
And I'm like,
wow.
I sat on that thing, and even it was nice and easy to move around. And I mean, I look like a twerp on it because I'm a little skinny dude on like a 1,000-pound bike.
Right.
And there's like this big guy. He's kind of like you, older guy. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you should buy that. He's like, you look great on that bike. And I was just like, I don't know, but like this bike is awesome, but I don't have the I don't have that money.
I was gonna say, yeah. How much does that go for? Jeez.
I think that one was. It must have been high 30s. Wow. But that was like like this year whatever edition special thing. Whatever, right. But it was such a nice bike. I'll have to look it up and show you guys.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, no. Talk about spending money like that. I don't know, man. Like I look at motorcycles
to me. That's
and
an
I look
old
at the price
man
tag.
Yeah.
When I'm an old man, I'm not saying old people in general. Like it's just like when I'm just like not dealing with little kids. If I end up having any, like I'm just stable. I'm like I got the money to spend. You know, I'll buy that. That'll be my.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the same thing with like Lincolns are kind of seen as old man cars. Mm-hmm. It's like you drive your Toyotas and you drive your Chevys and. Your beaters all your life, and then you turn 50, and you're like, I'm tired of this, and you cave in on a nice ride.
Big, nice seat.
Yeah, nothing and fast, nothing like too outlandish, but it's just like you sit in it, and it's like, oh, I could ride this for hours.
Yeah, you just want to roll around on the couch.
Well,
yeah. We can all attest to this that like any luxury vehicle, even those like wicked grandpa dad cars.
Oh yeah.
Once you actually sit in and drive it, you're like, wow, this is pretty nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's amazing.
You get some crazy like airbag suspension or something, and you're just floating.
Yeah, I mean Matt's like the forte on that.
Oh dude, hell yeah.
The Cadillac.
Those Cadillacs, yeah.
Chromes and 4 doors, 2 doors.
And then your buddy there with the dealership.
Yeah.
I don't know I really don't know anything about him. I just know you talk about him a lot.
Yeah, Specialty Motor Cars. Anthony Gazzo at Specialty Motor Cars. He's the man. He knows everything about those cars. Everything you could possibly want to know. Like, they did the headliner at his shop. Like, it's crazy. It's awesome. But, yeah, you can't deny it. It's like riding on a cloud. It literally is like riding on a cloud. Like, you just don't even... You could be coming... there's this bump on this off-ramp in Manchester. And taking it in my Suburban, like... You hit that and you're like, my kids are going to be retarded after that. They're in the Cadillac, you're just like, yep. Don't feel anything at all. It's crazy.
You know what's kind of a ride that's not like a Cadillac is my Firebird.
That's like the pure opposite.
It's so rowdy.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of it. If anybody wants to buy it, I'm selling it. FYI.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't mind. If he wants to lick me, that's fine.
He's doing it because he wants the toy that's on the desk. That's why he's being a pain.
Well, I'd rather him lick my hand than lick my pants, so let him lick my hand.
Dog, you are being a pain this week.
It's fine.
You didn't even care last week, and this week you're just like nonstop.
Yeah, he just wants the attention.
Yeah, of course. No, he wants the toy.
Yeah.
He wants to run around squeaky toys as always.
Yeah, one of these days we'll get him a mic.
We'll attach it.
We'll mic him up.
Those little tiny mics they interview the animals with now? Let's give him one of those.
They're just like lapel mics.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be wireless.
You give him one of those, he's just going to go up to him and be like... That's all he does.
Or it'll be
that's
like
what
that
he
cue noise.
Yeah.
Like it'll be the middle of the night and he comes over to the bed and he'll just put his nose like right in my ear and just and you're like, dog, please. What? Won't cry or anything. He'll just do that and it's like, oh, why are you doing this? And then he'll just get up on the bed and lay down. It's like, all right. Did you really have to go?
Well, he's got to make sure you're
into my ear though.
Yeah.
He's like, is this guy dead?
Yeah, he's got to.
Nice, good.
Is there a brain between that ear? I gotta make sure here real quick.
I have to make his ear canal moist.
Oh yeah. That and my hands.
Like the old between the toes lick.
Ugh!
He don't do that.
Damn!
He doesn't do that.
I had a dog that did though.
Oh yeah, I did too.
Everybody had that.
Yeah.
That's the worst. You know what's worse than that? When a cat licks you.
It
is the weirdest, strangest feeling. Yeah, it's no. I guess it's not bad, but
it's because they have like spikes on their tongue.
Yeah, they got like those little grippy things on their tongue, so it kind of it doesn't feel like sandpaper, but I don't know how to describe it.
It's a very unique.
Yeah, like a rubber grip pad, rubbing on you. Like so, it's like it's weird.
Well, you know what's funny about that? They make grip tape. You know the stuff that's kind of sandy, like
yeah.
Well, they make it that's only rubber, so there's no like grit to it, and it's literally called cat tongue.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the purpose for said cat tongue?
Because
I've never heard of that before.
So,
probably for
I
like,
actually have
stairs and stuff, right?
a square that has it on it, so when you put the square down, like a measuring square, it doesn't move. So you can just barely touch it in that rubber, but it's also not going to scratch up whatever you have it on.
Right.
So that's the purpose of that, is so you can
awesome.
grip into something without leaving a mark after you remove your ruler.
That is actually pretty smart.
Yep.
That is sweet.
I was gonna say, I know like grip tape, like my mom's handicapped, so like we've done up the house with a lot of that, so
Right,
there's a
all the
little extra
stairs
traction.
and-
Yeah.
Yep. So they make a rubberized version, basically. That's
That's
like
pretty sweet.
sandiness.
Yeah, I mean that's normally what you see it for, is like Andy's lip. Like, I just didn't know they make a rubber like that.
Yeah.
You licked the hand, not my pants. I knew my pants being soaking wet. He was going for the crotch earlier, and I was like, no,
That's a negative.
Yeah,
You can stop, Bowser. Of course, that's what it is.
I can't say no to that face. He's too cute. But
Yeah, but like he doesn't need to sit there and do that for like half an hour.
yeah, I know.
Like that's not something. He needs to do.
Actually, it has been going on about half an hour. Looking at the clock
exactly.
there.
He's been doing it for too long.
Yeah.
Nothing against it. Just like he doesn't need to be getting into that habit, because
No.
everybody likes that.
Yeah, but I'm a absolute enabler. Another
Yeah.
person. I am literally like definition enabler. So yeah, don't.
Yeah, he walks in. He's like, "Oh, you got a drug problem? What do you need?"
Yeah,
I've got it with
What are you
me."
hitting? I'll
What are you
grab
hitting?
some of that with you. Yeah. Let's do this.
You don't look so
Um,
good, but you wanna hit it out?
Yeah. I only drink in excess, so it's, I'm really bad at that.
Want some Quaaludes?
Yeah.
Quaaludes! Bring back the Quaaludes!
Non-narcotic,
From
non-addictive.
Brooklyn.com.
The kid from Brooklyn.com.
Hey. Fuck goes my pants. That's where I draw the line, okay? They're not coming off.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, no, I took it there. We're going to a
Some
weird
like
place.
after show moments might be happening.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's not actually happening.
I think I'm going to do an OnlyFans and just wear cock rock attire the entire
That might work though.
I actually thought of that. I was like, could that actually potentially work in this crazy world that we live in? That would be...
See, the thing though is that it will devolve. Like they'll be like, "Can you do this while you're wearing it?" And some of it you'll probably be like, "You know what? I'm gonna." And
if
then
they pay for it, sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, is this actually what goes on Matthew Tombstone?
I hope not.
No,
Not yet.
It'll be kept a secret. It'll be like a totally...
Will it?
It'll be like a stage name.
But
kind of
then
thing.
every-
That was your staging. We figured that out last week. Don't you remember? We figured out your OnlyFans last week.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. We totally visited this topic already, but now it's come up twice, so I think it almost has to
So it's
happen.
a reality now.
God.
You're like, oh, it would be unfortunate if I already had that wardrobe and made money offline.
I have the pants. Believe it or not, I do have the pants. I just don't have the hair and the spikes.
Yeah.
And the makeup. You got to have the makeup to be extra masculine.
That's what it's about.
Literally one trip to the mall.
That's what. See, that's what it is. It's just they're so masculine that it's like a.
It doesn't matter.
It's like a surge, and it comes out as dressing like girls. That's how it works.
surge.
It's like if it's like a bar graph or whatever. Like it's wrapped itself all the way around. So it's
full
so
circle.
masculine, you wind up on the opposite end.
What is it like?
That's
It's
the
like
perception.
it's like an oil leak is sweating horsepower. So like dressing in cock rock attire is just like an extra overflow of just masculinity.
You've got so much inside of you that you wear it on the outside.
Yeah.
Heavy testosterone flow.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Dang. That's dank.
But anyway, on the topic of my OnlyFans in cock rock attire, we should move on from that for sure.
Well, you don't want more viewers.
I definitely. All
You
right.
want more fans.
Let's see if this video gets 100 likes, I'll make an OnlyFans. Okay. Do it.
I'm gonna like it. So
Oh,
we've
it's gonna
already
Long
got
time
3
if that ever
likes.
happens. Yeah.
One day.
I guess we need to
All right.
start.
Yeah,
making
but you know what?
No-
If it's on the
no
internet
squeaky
long
toy.
enough,
It will happen.
yeah.
If it's on the internet long enough,
Yeah,
hell
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that thing with like the whole Google algorithm where it's like, oh yeah, videos from like 10 years ago are like working their way back.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening.
Well,
They're
just like
classics
trends
now.
and stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
Because like we watched, the first Tourette's guy video.
Dude,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
made in the '90s, and I actually learned that he was one of the first guys to publish like a homemade video online. Period.
Really?
Yeah, he was very
Wow.
early to the game, if you will, and then YouTube was before they had ads and all this
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
He was on there real fast, and he made all his videos. But,
Jeez.
I mean, he actually made a new one a few months back. So there is.
so
there
he's
is
still around.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It
jeez.
was like the myth that he died.
Yeah, that was
it
the
was
last
all right.
I heard. Okay.
Like, I think I don't know who it is to him, but they posted on their channel. Like, he doesn't make videos because it became a problem for his life. Because he went out in public.
Oh, and people would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you probably get so many requests, and he ended up being, like, super miserable, I guess. And he's like, I don't want anything to do with this. But I guess he came around and said, we gotta make another video. And it's pretty good. It's got some good moments in it.
Well, you know what that is? That's the money running out then.
Maybe because instantly it got millions and millions of views.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like that's like the one of those where it was like, oh, I'm not making.
But
that
like when
much
you
money.
watch the video too, and you see how much they trashed the house, because they actually filled the whole house with beer cans and pizza boxes. I'm talking like
Wait, like to
did it-
rile him up or just cuz?
That was part of the video. Is that
okay.
So the whole premise is that he won like $1 million.
I thought you were about to tell me like some kind of like weird hoarder story that this is what the Tourette's guy is now. Like, oh no, I don't want to hear that. Come on.
No, it wasn't that. It was like that was the funny video. Is that he, Danny the character, whether it's his real name or whatever, but they had like literally millions of beer cans in the house. Every room was filled with beer cans, and he's just trudging through it, with his acting like the character. And at one point, they have a camera like up in the living room ceiling, and he's sitting in his recliner where he was in every other video.
Of course.
But like the cans are piled to the ceiling, and the ceiling was probably like a 10-foot or 12-foot ceiling.
God.
And he's just sitting there like in the recliner with all these beer cans. And the end of the video, there's like a trash monster. And they're like, what is it? And they're throwing fans.
Oh my God.
That's good. We'll have to watch it after.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
And everybody else watching should watch that after this video.
That sounds pretty funny.
All right, yeah. It'll definitely bring me back to like that early internet era.
Yep.
You guys
Yeah,
want to
of
remember
course.
one of the earliest ones? Remember Kicked in the Nuts?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, kicked in
My
the nuts.
friend, you've been kicked in the nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean that pretty much inspired that bit from Idiocracy, didn't it? Like the "ow my balls," like that was like basically that, but like gone prime time.
I mean, let's be real. The best part of Idiocracy was like going to the movie theater. It's just the farting butt.
Oh yeah.
Farting.
It won like 18 awards that year, including best screenplay. Oh, I love that.
Oh, good times.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't seen the movie in a hot minute.
Yeah.
It's worth a rewatch.
So as we're winding this down here for this week, obviously as we move forward, we're going to be doing more stuff. The goal is to obviously get this streamed and everything like that. Because I think that'd be really cool to where if we can do this live and have some people watching. Also, and then game streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm down
Guys,
for that.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do some party streams.
Probably right over there if anybody
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see my hand, because I can't see myself from over here.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's all coming. It's all
That
like one
and
big.
actually, I think about it, and I know it's not like as exciting, but I mean, we all have gaming PCs too. Like we could always do that
Oh.
sort of thing, couldn't we?
Oh, I do. It's just...
It's
going to be game dependent with me.
Oh,
I can play pretty much
you were
anything.
mentioning. Sorry. You were playing Elden Ring. For some reason, I just presumed it was on PC. But
No, we've been playing a PS5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I would say I'm mainly a console guy. Always have been.
Gotcha.
But, like,
Unfortunately,
I buy like a gaming laptop like every 6-7 years. When it starts to get to the point where it makes me angry trying to just log
Yeah.
in, I'm like, okay, this thing's trash.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. No, I've lived that life too, so I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
One of these days I might build a computer again, but
Yeah, well,
Well,
that time is coming up. All the new components and new generation components are getting ready to come out later this year.
yeah, that and you've got like at least 2 people here that would be like, yeah, we'll help you build it.
Oh yeah.
oh, I know I
So,
can just look at you guys and be like, I need help.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as
Where
we
does
do
the
this
thermal
too.
paste go?
Yeah,
Put it on your toothbrush.
yeah.
All right.
Just be careful. That stuff is like anti-seize. Like if you
Yeah.
get one rogue dot, everything in your life
everything.
will just
Yep.
be silver in like a couple days.
You know what's funny about that?
You'll just wake up.
Yesterday at work, I went over to our manufacturing side. And there's like the hour left of work. I'm like, I'm just going to go over there. And guy Nick over there, he's like the machinist guy. He takes care of orders. Well, all that stuff over there. It's just him. And we had this old compressor that one of our patients at the dental practice is going to pick up and go scrap. And we're like, cool, take it. So we're taking it apart to make it easier for him to take, because this thing's like thousands of pounds. Like the motor on it,
compressor.
Like
It must have been like was it like on its side?
It's an industrial style one.
Yeah.
So like if you take that fridge over there times 4, or like 3 wide.
Was it one tank, or was there like several?
No. It's just the compressor.
Oh my gosh.
So the tank we had was about the size of that fridge over there, but a little taller. It was like a couple 100 gallons or something like that. I don't know. But
is that a screw compressor? I don't know what those are called technically.
See, he's getting really technical because he owns a big one, like the size of that fridge. And for those who are curious, because this is like a weird thing to stick on. But
Anyways, it has like
power tool.
It's awesome.
Quickly, like the oil cooling lines are that diameter, just to put it in
my God.
Yeah, it has like radiators and stuff on it, but anyways,
that's awesome.
It shit the bed. We're getting rid of it. But anyways, I asked Nick, I'm like, so for $1 million, would you take the oil filter off of that? Which is basically equivalent to like a heavy-duty truck oil filter. It's about that big. So would you take that off for $1 million? Yeah, spill a little out, that's fair. And then drink it. And he's like, absolutely not. I was like, all right. He goes, and he looks on the floor, and like the garage door kind of flooded in from the rain. He goes, but I'd probably drink out of that puddle for, less money. And I said, okay. I'm like, that's fair. Like the puddle water, whatever, just some dirt, some chips in it. But, so as the day progresses, I think we got to we were trying to get the oil out of the motor, and it just like wasn't draining quickly. We had all we had hoses off of it. There was plenty of air to get in there to burp that air out. So there was no reason it should be so slow. So at one point we decided we're taking a hammer and we're going to hammer the valve off of it to have a faster flow.
Yeah.
It worked. So it was the first in everybody's face.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've all been there.
I'm standing there and I'm like, this is gonna spray something out, whatever. So I'm standing to the side of the machine, kind of looking around, and Nick's right in front of it, and he doesn't think of like he's a big safety guy. Like he doesn't do anything dangerous. But like as far as like is this gonna spray anything at me or anything? It just wasn't a thought. And I'm like, well, I don't want to get that on my clothes. He's wearing shop clothes, whatever. So he hits it once with the hammer, and it's like a brass pipe, so it bends, and it kind of cracks open on the top. So, you've almost got it. Give it one more whack. So I kind of lean back like this a little bit, and he cleans the thing off, and it sprays right in his mouth.
Oh, man.
And his whole face is covered in like this. It's like heavy oil, too, so you don't get it off. It's just funny for the fact that I was just like, hey, I dare you to drink some of that. No way, man. And then he
might as well have agreed to it. Like he could have made $1 million out of it.
Yeah, he's like coughing. His face is red. He's trying to get it out. And it really wasn't that much. It was like if I put it on my hands and just went like this.
Yeah, but still, I can't imagine that taste.
He goes, "You have no idea how bad this tastes."
Yeah, exactly.
He hit that valve, and that valve was like,
oh, that's dirty.
To which he replied,
"That's freaking dirty." Oh wow!
But
we took it there.
Industrial.
I thought I was the worst one.
I mean, you know it's bad when you pace from the taste.
Oh, that's true. That's actually
Taste from the taste.
Yeah, no, that is a documented behavior. Yeah, that's how you know
when you
something's
feel
really...
like you should be like Bowser, and after having like a little bit of peanut butter or something weird, and you've got to lick your arms. Yeah, you're like, I can't get it away. Yeah, like how do I remove the flavor?
Yeah. When you're like walking around, you're
getting the sweats. You're like, something's wrong. Yeah. Like it shouldn't be this flavor. Why does it taste bad?
Oh, what a wonderful time.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So anyways, don't ingest or taste motor oil.
Yeah, especially not if it's like black sludge.
It wasn't black sludge. It had an amber color to it. I would say grade A dark amber, like on the maple syrup scale.
Oh,
I think this. No, he hasn't been in the Sugar Shack.
Yeah. No, I don't quite know what that means, but I mean, if it's like not like coffee colored, I'd be like,
It was not coffee colored. It was like it was about like this Pepsi in here. Like the leftover
okay,
Pepsi at this point.
Yeah, okay,
maybe a little dark.
That's not
a little
too
sootier.
good. Yeah, okay. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too good. Sorry. So what were we talking about?
So after our tangent,
I think we were trying to be in closing here, so let's
Yeah. We're making
yeah.
our closing statements before we hand it over to the prosecution or something.
yeah.
No. What do you guys want to do as far as it comes to streaming and stuff like that? Because obviously, as we're doing all this, obviously, I'd like to make it to where we can get this live and get a bunch of cool stuff going live. Video games would be cool. It'd be cool to do some Let's Plays, and then also at the same time have like party streams. But like, obviously, I've got to buy more tech to do the party stream.
Oh yeah,
I don't have a good enough like microphone to just like put out and read the whole
Yeah.
word.
All of this like ETA is to be determined. So
Yeah.
you know.
But I mean, like couch streaming, like I could easily just turn around and plug this into the computer, and we could play a game and record.
Yeah.
With the four of us, it'd be tight with the couch and everything. But
Yeah. I mean, usually that's what winds up happening. Like once the camera turns off, like we're just like. Either we've got like Gran Turismo going on the TV, and we're just like passing the paddle,
Yeah.
or like
Super Smash
food's
Bros.
getting cooked,
or
we bust out a board game. So
we
it's
got
like
nachos tonight.
Oh, yeah, dude.
They're just ground beef. Like I didn't
No,
really make anything crazy,
dude.
but we are making nachos.
Dude, if there's anything on a chip, it's the best nachos. So it's like it really doesn't matter.
So hold on, like a chip on a chip is the best nachos?
Well,
Does there have to be like
no.
a sauce or a salsa involved?
Don't
overcomplicate it.
Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. But
I'll take it back.
But yeah, not chips on chips. Anything like chips with cheese,
Beans?
chips with guac.
Beans,
Beans is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd do beans.
pickles, like chopped, diced.
Maybe
Relish.
Like, what if you did like a
Relish.
cheeseburger style? So you put
Yeah.
like
If
lettuce,
you had-
tomatoes,
if it
chopped
was not
pickles,
the only topping,
and then like a
yes.
sour cream, because you don't want to do like mayo. That'd be gross. I think.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
No, I'm just saying because like if you do a cheeseburger, you're not gonna put sour cream on.
Yeah.
it, so.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Again,
Yeah.
another tangent.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, like, is there anything you guys want to see? And how are you guys feeling on this? Like, are you guys feeling Twitch? Are you guys feeling YouTube? Are you guys feeling like Facebook?
Honestly,
I mean-
you have so much more experience than I do when it comes to this sort of thing that, like, whatever you recommend, I'll be like, yeah, that sounds good.
I'm with Beard Man.
Yeah, I genuinely,
I mean, I would think you
like, I am as
Twitch
normy
probably,
as
right?
you get when it
Yeah.
comes to
Right.
this sort of thing.
I mean, the thing is Twitch is like the OG, but Twitch has been kind of going downhill.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that now. We're supposed to be winding this down.
Yeah.
But like YouTube's kind of coming in there, and Facebook's actually been really big as of late. I don't know. I'll show you guys some
The
analytics after the show.
metaverse.
And if you guys ever want to learn, like
Ooh.
any of you guys out there watching this, you want to learn something, look up the Stream Hatchet analytics for the year. It's crazy to see what's actually out there and what's going on with all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you guys are just gonna leave it in my hands, I think we just kind of shoot for YouTube then.
Absolutely.
Only because
Yeah, sounds
YouTube.
good to me.
YouTube's my
Like-
favorite platform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's usually what I've got going on in the background, so.
I mean, it's got some issues that they're working on fixing when it comes to streaming and like doing videos.
Yeah.
Apparently, like right now, it's not too nice for your channel the way the algorithm works. Where if you're streaming, making videos and shorts, like the algorithm kind of doesn't like it, and that's why you see some of these creators where they have like 5 channels, but one channel
one
is
for
just
this, one
shorts.
for this, yeah.
One channel is for these videos. One channel is just the VOD uploads and everything like that. But they're working on changing that for the better, which is really cool. And I think like once they get that nailed down, like YouTube's going to be the spot to be. Like, I'm pretty sure it'll be the spot to be once that's nailed down and kind of figured out.
Yeah. Plus, not to mention, if you ever get bored with us, there's so much other stuff to watch, so.
I mean, I'd hope they're not getting bored of us.
Stick us on
well,
your playlist. Give it a watch.
I mean, I know I'm about as interesting as, like, drying paint, so, you know, it is what it is.
But when you get 4 people that are just about as interesting as drying paint, then you have a painted wall.
Then you have a very yeah.
Words from the enlightened.
It's probably
Meme.
very shittily painted, but it's painted.
I was gonna say, yeah,
If
you're probably
you
getting,
know
you're probably
Hold
getting
on,
blasted.
like
as
you
the
just
paint
said, I was about to
drying.
say that. At one point, me and Matt are going to have to talk about shittily made or
Things.
very high quality solid pieces. You know, a nice solid piece, if you will.
A solid.
Don't forget your rotating ding alarm.
Oh, the rotating, reciprocating dingle arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
To the what is it, the like vector encabulator or something like that, or the retro encabulator.
Yeah.
what?
Half of the stuff I just said is apparently in transmissions sometimes, but it's actually this guy. It's Technical jargon overload. Have you ever watched that video?
No.
Another one? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure we
Write that one down.
Yeah, you for you guys out there, you guys literally need to go watch that. It's called Technical Jargon Overload. It's this guy, he's talking about a machine. It looks kind of like a transformer cabinet that you'd find in like an industrial building. But like it's got all these different like functions and crazy things going on, and he just starts saying crazy technical stuff for like 5 minutes.
You know what?
5
I
minutes.
think old Chrysler transmissions had retro encabulators.
Retro.
But I think it's literally something of like, that's a planetary gear. Or whatever it is.
Right.
I'm probably not right, but like there's something in there, but smarter people than me have talked about it.
Engineers.
Yeah.
That's why we're here to talk about it. We can't say anything smarter, but we can certainly say shit that's stupider.
True that.
Stupider.
That is
Stupider.
More
Less
stupider.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Less intelligent.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. It's stupid. What a stupider thing to say.
Stupid, just like this.
Yeah.
This toy is slimy, Bowser. Holy
Yeah,
mother
of
of
course.
goes, man.
Yeah, just like my hands.
Please don't touch my computer.
No, I won't. Not until I watch.
All right, so we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed this one. That you guys are willing to come back around, please, and thank you. It'd
Yes.
be really cool if you did.
Genuinely.
Genuinely.
Yeah, I really do. We're.
That's what
Especially
you
when
can
we
do.
start
You
going
can
live.
drink your winely and watch our show.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Or
So real quick, right before we end this, any quick plugs? Did you set up social media, Eddie?
Nope.
Okay, we gotta get you to set that up. Alex, you got any plugs for yourself for your own pages?
I'm going to say no at the moment.
Okay, well we gotta get you on that too. And then Matt, you want to shout out your stuff?
Not at the moment, but
Oh,
again,
okay.
I am working on it. It will happen by next week.
Yeah. Okay, and then, well, for me, you can find me everywhere at GrizzLea TV. That's GrizzLea. That is Lee, spelled Lea TV. So that's GrizzLea TV, and that's YouTube, Twitch, everything. I don't stream on Twitch. I'm just kind of there lurking, supporting friends, watching streams and everything. So if you see me there, say hi. But yeah, go over to the YouTube, and the Insta is where I'm the most active. But there's that. There's everything. Everywhere you look, that's where you'll find me. Is GrizzLea TV.
I
So,
can't look anywhere without seeing this man.
It's pretty unfortunate that you have to look at my form all the time like that. You're just like, ugh! It's so
like
hideous
it
and
won't go away.
gross. Ugh!